Habari gani, Mainduga Nadada, or translated into English, my brothers and sisters, from the Swahili language. My brothers and sisters, this is your elder, General Abu Amin Ra. In other words, the Fard, Father, Sun God. I am a believer in the sun, that the sun is the center of the galaxy we find ourselves in at present. Sun. I don't believe in a man God standing out in space someplace who produced a son through a virgin woman, and they call his name Jesus. This myth was created in Italy by the Vatican Roman Catholic Church in 325 AD, led by Constantine in a conference with bishops. And they decided to create Jesus Christ because he was, and will be the perfect controlling tool. So that's why Jesus was created. But Jesus is a concept that grew out of Egypt. Isis, with Horus on her lap, nurturing him. Eternally. All of the evidence is there for you if only you would pick up a book and read it and do just a wee bit of research. But unfortunately, most of our people detest reading, unless it's some lightweight book like a comic book. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or real lightweight fiction. Now, fiction is good, don't get me wrong. Toni Morrison, Maya Angelou, and a host of others like James Baldwin. So fiction is good, I'm not knocking it. It's okay. But sometimes to understand a problem, you must delve beneath that system and go to the source of all being. Listen, my brothers and sisters, we are it. You know, we are it. It. The supreme force, spiritual entity that created everything. We are it. But the only reason everything exists is because we created it as a distraction from our eternal journey we are traveling in as it. So we it. They know it. We are trying to learn it, but it has been erased from our minds. But the imprint of it is still there, and we know it. Listen. We feel it all the time. We call it soul because we do not have another appropriate English name for it. Soul has been experienced as feeling, is the way we define it. Feelings, feel. But what it really is vibrations going out, touching the other, and our interpretation of the vibrations. Let me explain. We don't learn the other the way other people learn the other. The Europeans and other pale-skinned people who lack melanin. Listen, in order for them to get to know the other, they must isolate the other. They must nail it down. They must kill it so that they can focus on it and draw a conclusion with their limited mind space of what it is. However, to the contrary, we learn the other and get to know the other by becoming the other. We don't kill anything. We experience the other. We become the other, and we get to know the other. How does this process work? You may be asking. Let me try to explain it to you. Let me use this model as an illustration of what I'm talking about. And if you understand the model, then you know what I'm talking about. Listen, when we approach a white person, a European, a pale face, whether it's Arabic, what we call Mediterranean, or whether we call it European, those without melanin. Listen, my brothers and sisters. What we do when we approach the other is to get to know the other, especially the white other. What we do as we approach him and the way we get to know him is we die to ourselves. We cease to exist momentarily, and we send our energy into the one we are to know. And once we get there, we experience the other and we know the other, then we leave the other and become ourselves. This all takes place in a few seconds, or even a split second, very rapidly. That's the way we get to know others. We define it as we feel the other, therefore we know the other. Feel. What is this feeling we talk about? We have defined it as soul. It's how we experience music, deliver it to others, and they enjoy it because we become the rhythm, we become the beat, we become the lyrics, we become the musical creation as it unfolds. We call it soul. Because we become the rhythm, we become the beat, we become it all. So we're really moving with ourselves. Perfect rhythm. Do you understand what I'm talking about? The only rhythm they have is a rhythm that they have to fix, nail down, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the way they dance. By steps, ordered steps, controlled steps. They lose the rhythm because they never have the rhythm. They're trying to capture the rhythm, but they can't capture the rhythm because their vibrational existence is different from our vibrations. We call our vibration soul. They try to capture our soul, utilize our souls, but they can't do it. Some do a very good job of imitating it, but that's all it is, imitation. We are the soul keepers. We are the soul providers, and we cannot dispense it to others, but others must be blessed with it by the universe through their birth and their genealogy. You understand what I'm saying? We get to know the other by becoming the other. The European or the pale face knows the other by nailing the other down, observation of the other, critiquing of the other, killing of the other, dissecting of the other, then concluding what the other is all about with their limited minds. We do it just the opposite. We become the other. We dance the other. We know the other through our feelings, through our soul. You understand what I'm saying? If you do, once again, peace and hotep to you, my Indugers and my Dadas.